when Mac Jones can run 70 yards and then Gritty in the end zone, you know something's wrong. Right?
Dude, scraping into the playoffs.
Yeah.
You might as well just call that the Schmigley Jones parlay. Those are astronomical.
Convention's terrible. Kenny Galladay's good.
Oh.
Man, if the Giants win one playoff game, I'm going to be so hyped. All right, everybody, welcome back to another week of Drop a Pass, Run a Mile. This is the Week 6 preview. Already like a third of the way through the regular season, which is crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So last Thursday night did not go as planned for our DPRM TNF SGP and for Jared's poor Commanders.
That was the worst game ever.
Yeah. What was it, a 14-game losing streak for the Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah, snap it. DJ Moore, 280 receiving yards?
I think it was like 230, but it felt like 600.
Like that. Yeah.
He was the only receiver to catch a pass.
What did you say?
The only Bears wide receiver to catch a pass that game.
Yeah.
DJ Moore.
Good. And then Cole Kmet had 2 catches, I think, and Robert Tonyan had like 1. Yeah, they got dotted up. Yeah.
That was and the thing too, it was so horrible, and we almost came back.
Yeah.
Like if Logan Thomas doesn't fumble that ball, and then our kicker doesn't, or Ron doesn't kick it after Sam makes the craziest run of his career.
Yeah. That was awesome. But yeah, so we will be back again with our weekly same game parlay at plus 100 odds, but we are adding a little something in courtesy of our friend Dante. So we'll get to that when we get to the moneymaker section. Any more housekeeping? I don't think so.
I don't think.
Yeah.
We can get
kind of a wacky week in the NFL this past week though. A lot of like weird, like don't trust the Ravens. I made that mistake.
Yeah.
So
we all did.
Yeah, like
we all did. Going into that game, no one's picking the Steelers there.
Yeah. I mean, going into the fourth quarter, nobody's picking the Steelers.
Right. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, some crazy games. I think there's a lot of interesting matchups this week. There's a lot of close matchups this week. There's not really any like barn burners, it doesn't seem.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into that, but I guess first we'll start with the Red Zone recap. First game we'll talk about is Commanders-Bears Thursday night. Jared, you want to walk us through that?
Oh my gosh. So I sent Evan this thing last week, and it was the Commanders' defense over the past 4 years with Jack Del Rio, or 3 years with Jack Del Rio, the past 3 years. And it was each of those years they ranked 28th or worse in the first 4 weeks of the season. And then after that, they were like 8th, 10th, and 3rd. And it was like they made like big jumps in the second half of the season to kind of come back. And I texted Evan that, and I'm like, this is going to be great. Woohoo. We're out of the first 4 weeks. We've got a cupcake coming in. And then Justin Fields comes in. And anytime he looked at DJ Moore, he was just like, I'm throwing it to him. I'm throwing it. And half the time he's standing by himself. That's Almeida texted in the group chat. He's like, man, Fields was cooking. And I made an analogy to cooking HelloFresh meals.
Yeah.
Because there were so many easy looks for him where DJ had just sit in his zone and he's just like, there's no one within 10 yards of me. But yeah, Fields played great. Our defense was horrendous. The only person that looked like they were even alive on the defense was Chase Young.
Yeah.
He played good. That's fun to see, but like not when your team is getting shelled by the Bears.
Emmanuel Forbes too has been playing pretty decent. Got pulled, right? He got benched.
Yeah, he played really, really good the first 3 weeks, and then week 4, AJ Brown torched him. Yeah, and he got pulled in that game at the end,
which is understandable. It's a rookie cornerback going up against a big body receiver, like
a rookie quarterback that's like 170 pounds.
Yeah.
And we were selling out against the run that whole game, so he was just on an island with A.J. Brown. Yeah. I'm like, what are you going to do? He's a rookie. It's growing pains. Then you come to this game, and you can just looking at him, you can tell he is shell shocked from the last game. He's missing a few tackles. He trying to jump routes that he shouldn't try and jump. He was just getting toasted, and it's like, and then they pulled him again. I'm like, he's your top pick, and he's also the only rookie in this entire draft class for the Commanders that's played a snap.
Really?
The only rookie.
What happened? What's been going on with their other rookies?
The second round pick had a concussion in the last week of the preseason. He hasn't played. But that week against the Bears, he was a healthy scratch. So it's like, if I'm Ron Rivera and I've made 3 or 4 major blunders as a head coach so far this year, and I'm benching the only rookie I drafted this past year that's actually contributing, I'm not feeling good about my job next year.
Definitely not.
I'm not feeling good about my job next week. That's what I texted in the group chat. I was like, fire Rivera, fire Del Rio. If you go back to this time last year on the podcast, you'll hear me say the same exact thing, because it's just the way it goes the first couple weeks. They always start slow. It's so frustrating. The game was horrible.
The past 2 weeks, Ron Rivera has been put in situations where you either play it safe or you play to your momentum, and you try to
trust your guys.
Yeah, trust your guys, show some aggressiveness, and if you don't make it, nobody's mad. You know what I mean? If you try, fine, but kicking the extra point to tie the game against the Eagles after a game they shouldn't have been in the first place,
right?
And then against the Bears, down 2 touchdowns, you got all the momentum going. Sam Howell just had one of the coolest quarterback runs ever, just breaking like 8 tackles, running over his own offensive line,
and 8 yards downfield. Oh, yeah. It's so good.
And then it's 4th and 2 or something,
2.
and you're kicking a field goal. You're still down 2 possessions. It's like, and then you get
the field goal.
yeah.
Oh.
Like.
Oh.
But
God.
Well, we'll move on to my team, Dumpster Fire Giants. Lost to the Dolphins 31-16. I will say, it was 17-10 at half. Our defense had 3 turnovers. I don't know the last time a team won the turnover differential by +3 and then lost by 15. It can't happen very often. Because also we scored a first half touchdown, but it was a 102-yard pick six. So the offense is still struggling. No offensive touchdowns for the past 2 weeks. And I was talking to Jared about it earlier. They came out with the PFF rankings for our offensive line, and almost everybody is the top 3 worst. Our tackle, for the tackle position, we have the 3 tackles that played on Sunday. So Evan Neal, Josh Azudu, and Matt Parrott were 66 out of 66, and then 65 and 64. So the 3 worst tackles in the league, all part of the New York Giants offensive line. So,
jeez, dude. What was Schmidt's ranked? Was he low too?
Schmidt's had a shoulder injury, I believe, last week when we tried the brotherly shove, the tush push, and he got injured on that play. Hopefully, he's back next week because he's actually been playing good.
Good.
Yeah, but
get friggin' what's his face back?
Andrew Thomas.
Yeah.
Him and Saquon are both like, Dable's like, yeah, they're just kind of day to day right now. I think Saquon
3 weeks.
I don't think Saquon wants to come back until Andrew Thomas is healthy, and I don't blame him. And Daniel Jones went down with a neck injury towards the end of the Dolphins game. I don't know if you saw that. He said he's okay. Like, he should be good for the Bills game. But it's just we've let up 17 sacks in 2 weeks, and we've only scored 19 points in 2 weeks. We've almost let up more sacks than we've scored points, which is ridiculous. It's just it's
let up more sacks than offensive points.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. But the defense is playing really well. Like, there's only, letting up 31 points to that offense, really not bad. and getting 3 turnovers on them.
Especially because they're on the field like the whole game.
Exactly. Yeah. Our defense is really playing great. Kayvon has 4 sacks in 5 weeks. Like, yeah.
It's dirtbag.
That's all I have to say about that game. But and it's playing the Bills. I did take the Giants at +11 for the spread. So it was close. It was close.
Yeah. You just needed the offense to do anything.
Score a touchdown.
Right.
But sadly no. We'll go on to the next game, the London game here, Jags-Bills.
What a fun game.
Yeah, Jags beat
I love that the Jags were there 2 weeks in a row. That's so cool. That's so
2 different stadiums, too. The first week was Wembley, and the second was Tottenham
Stadium.
Yeah.
No, that was really cool. Also, we got back from church at 4 o'clock, and I turned the game on. And it was right when the game just started popping off. Yeah. And the Jags went down and scored, then the Bills scored, then the Jags scored. I was like, whoa, this is great. And I was sitting there, I'm like, man, I could really use an ETN touchdown. And then boom, ETN scored.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, Josh Allen's my quarterback. I could use a Josh Allen touchdown. And boom, he scores. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good game. The Bills just got off to a slow offensive start, really. The Jags defense, I guess, was playing pretty well. Or maybe the Bills just weren't used to the London air or something.
Well, they were seasick, as Dante said.
Yeah, that was Dante texted us during the game because I told you the Bills were going to be seasick.
I mean, it's so hard to do that. Go over there. You have basically a short week because you have to travel there. What the Jags should do, they should just play half their season over there.
Yeah.
Just everybody that's coming to London is playing the Jags. And then the Jags just kill everybody in London. That'd be great. The Commanders should do that.
London.
The Commanders should do that. Good grief.
Yeah. Next game I got here was Colts-Titans. Colts beat them 23-16. This was one of my picks that I thought
the data. The Titans coming off a win and playing on the road, automatic loss.
No.
Automatic loss.
Which they got the Ravens this week, and they're in London, but they're the home team in London.
Ooh, that's tough.
I'm taking the Titans 100% of the time now. The Ravens team, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Again, the best closer in football, Gardner Minshew.
Anthony Richardson's never going to finish a game.
He's finished one game, right? He's three for 4 because he started, got injured, missed a game, then
played the whole game.
Yep. And then started and got injured. And it was a different injury every time, right? It was an ankle.
I mean, he had a concussion early and then
shoulder now.
Now this is an AC joint injury in his throwing shoulder, which I've never seen someone so big, so injury prone since Yao Ming. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's so fun to watch. I just want to see him. I was contemplating later in the season going to the Colts-Panthers game in Charlotte. There's no chance I'm going if he's hurt the week before or if he even plays the whole game the week before, then he's due for an injury this game.
I mean, seeing Gardner Minshew play, that is pretty cool. And he's been playing well.
Yeah, but if I'm driving to Charlotte, which is 2 hours, to see the Panthers, who are the worst team ever, it's got to be something good. I'm not going for Minshew.
You get to see a 2019 Pro Bowl roster with Miles Sanders, Adam Thielen.
Yeah, dude, Adam Thielen, once we get to that game, he is popping off.
Oh, yeah. He's
popping off.
He's perfect for Bryce Young. He really is.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one more thing I want to mention about the Colts-Titans game. You finally reach a long-term deal with your superstar running back, and then Zach Moss gets 190 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor can't run the ball more than 5 yards. Crazy.
I mean, I expected Taylor to have a tough game and be kind of on a pitch count because it was his first game back. And, it took Jacobs forever to get back to looking like himself after holding out for so long, too. But, yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Zach
And
Moss
Zach
just
Moss has been like really good basically the whole time
yeah.
that Taylor was gone. That's really funny that they're like, Zach Moss is rushing so well. We have to pay Jonathan Taylor now. It's like, what?
Zach Moss is totally going to be the next, what's his name on the Bills running back.
Yes.
Latavius Murray.
Latavius Murray, yes.
Where he's like really good, so all the teams are like, yeah, we'll give him a shot.
Latavius Murray, Donta Foreman, those type of guys that just pop around. Somebody gets hurt and they come in and rush 6 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Next game, dude.
Oh.
Saints Pats.
Oh.
Bill Belichick lost by 35 last week. It was his largest loss as a head coach, and then he loses by 34 the next week. All I'm saying is,
you all know what's going to happen in the power rankings when you put up a big old goose egg. You get dropped.
Oh yeah.
You get dropped to a number that rhymes with Ferdy Foo.
Yeah, the Patriots look really rough. I mean, the Saints look good, but I guess it's one of those things where it's just like
having rewatched some of that game. Like Mac isn't great. He's not even good. But I can't say that their offensive struggles are his fault. Their offensive line is horrible. And also, they have no weapons at all. They're basically the Giants of the AFC.
Yeah.
They've got nothing going for them, really.
But with a much better offensive line.
Yeah. And also, what Danny can do with his legs helps him out at least a little bit with that. Mac, not capable of moving around at all. So it's tough to watch for sure. There's nothing going for them. I mean, they signed an identical deal for Juju that Jacoby got in Las Vegas, and Jacoby is so much better than Juju.
Yeah.
Oh my word. But yeah, everybody knows I'm not a huge Saints guy. They kind of are disgusting, but good game for the Saints, man.
Tyrann Mathieu had a pick six. It was like it was 2015 again.
They killed him.
Yeah, that was bad.
Did Taysom do anything? That's always fun.
Not that I know of. I know he had at least one run where he stiff arm. He had 3 carries for 19 yards, and he had
22 carries. Good grief.
Yeah.
22 carries and how much receiving?
3 catches
for 17. That number's got to get back up towards 13 again. That was sweet.
Yeah. Next game, Steelers Ravens. Steelers beat the Ravens 17-10.
Depressing games this week.
I had a parlay going that I bet live. I had Saints money line. I bet it in the first quarter. So it was Saints money line, Colts money line, Texans plus 4.5, and Ravens money line. And I was like, this is looking fine. I think that was probably the worst fourth quarter performance offensively I've ever seen. Like, the Steelers handed them that game. They punt it to the Steelers. They muff the punt. You're like, all right, they either kick a field goal and go up 8, or they put it in the end zone and they end the game. And on second down or third down, Lamar throws the worst pass I've ever seen to Odell. Like, it was right to Joey Porter Jr. Like, if you're going to throw that pass, you got to throw it backside shoulder or something. But it was right to Joey Porter Jr. Picks it off. They go down the field. George Pickens. If Kenny Pickett's throwing to George Pickens, it is a catch.
Exclusively if running straight down the field. Like, George Pickens is a very average NFL receiver unless he's running a 1v1 go route.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. At any time it's just like not zone, I'm talking 1v1 man, George Pickens is winning.
Yeah.
And everything else he's like average.
Yeah.
Average to above average. And then he's like the best receiver against single man coverage. It's unbelievable.
He is. He's insane. And then how about did you see the video of Matt Canada after that touchdown? Just everyone's cheering in the box. Matt Canada completely straight-faced. Apparently, because Kenny Pickett was the one he like audibled to a different play, and then it scored a touchdown. So Matt Canada is like, all right, maybe I'm not gonna.
He's horrible at his job.
They had a Fire Canada chant going in the stadium. But
another thing too, like, yes, the Ravens struggled and Lamar Jackson struggled. Ravens receivers had 7 drops.
Yeah.
7.
Zay
and 3 of them were in the end zone.
Yeah, Bateman, I know, dropped like the easiest.
Bateman dropped one right in this breadbasket. Andrews dropped one that was right up top. That was just like an easy one, and then Zay Flowers dropped another one, and it's like, man, I saw this. Did you see the Rex Ryan rant?
No.
So, the Ravens wide receiver coach was bragging about like being ahead of the curve on their new practice thing. He was having them catch rugby balls. I don't know if you know this. A rugby ball is bigger than a football. Yeah. And Rex Ryan's like, no wonder they're dropping everything. The ball they're practicing with is bigger than a football.
Yeah.
Like, have them catch a mini football. Or he's like, what are you doing?
That's insane.
Why would that ever help? And especially the Bateman one, his hands were too big and it hit him in the chest. Oh,
that's insane.
Insane.
The next game here, Falcons-Texans. Falcons beat the Texans 21-19. This Falcons team is like the Ravens, but the complete opposite.
The opposite.
Where they're like, you don't expect them to be in these games, but somehow they win. Like, and then Bijan
serves me right for jumping off of the Falcons train.
Yeah, and then Bijan's out here like pinning passes to his hip and just like juking simultaneously. Bijan's insane.
This was the Desmond Ridder shut up the haters game though. He was lights out, dude.
Yeah.
Lights out. And he still hasn't lost a home game in the NFL or college.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And now the Commanders are going to Atlanta next week. A team that's known for ending streaks is going to end another one there. That would be nice.
I don't know.
But yeah, 28 of 37 for like 330 yards.
Yeah.
Not bad. Also, Kyle Pitts was involved, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, now Sam Laporta and Kyle Pitts have the same career touchdown.
I saw that, dude.
Yeah.
I saw that. Sam beast.
Also, CJ Stroud broke the record for most passing attempts by a rookie quarterback, or like to start a career without an interception, which is insane. He had a couple close calls though.
He's awesome.
Yeah, there was a couple that were like tipped and close, but
they need to get Dameon Pierce going more.
I know.
Like last year, Dameon Pierce was like their entire offense, and now he's just like an afterthought.
And you'd think now that you have a passing game, you'd be able to set up the runs a little better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next game, Lions-Panthers. I thought the Panthers might make it interesting. I mean, they put up 24.
You were stat padding. Just admit it. We knew you were stat padding.
I wasn't. They put up 24 points, which is okay. But yeah, Lions beat them 42-24. No problems for them. Aiden Hutchinson, absolute athletic monster. The one-handed pick literally hits the guy that's going out for the screen, lets him go by. Bryce Young throws it. Aiden Hutchinson just puts out his one hand. No gloves either. Picks it off. He runs like, I don't even know what he runs.
He runs like Cameron Albert. You remember that? That's who he runs like. I couldn't think of an actual player, but he runs like Cameron Albert used to run in high school. He got rocked too on that pick when he started returning it, and he didn't see the receiver cutting back. He was like, boom.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Lions dismantled them.
Sam Laporta, dude, what a freaking beast. Iowa tight ends. If there's an Iowa tight end coming out, draft them.
Yeah.
They're beasts. You got Sam Laporta, TJ Hawkinson, Noah Fant, George Kittle. There's somebody else that I'm missing. Oh well, that's 4 really good ones.
Yeah.
4 really good ones.
Next game, Bengals Cardinals. I thought the Cardinals were going to have a chance in this game. I mean, they lost by 2 touchdowns.
It was still, they had a chance.
Jamar Chase wanted the ball and he got the ball. And I think this game was the perfect game for the Bengals to hit their stride. Now they're going to get going because they needed that game. And Jamar Chase 15 catches for like 150 something yards and 3 touchdowns.
Also doing it without T. Higgins too.
Yeah. So I think the Bengals are going to get rolling now.
Holy crap. How many fantasy points is that?
I got 44 in the high school league because I have Chase.
And that's half PPR.
Yeah.
So 52. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But yeah, good game there. I mean, James Conner went down with an injury, so now that running back that came in for him is waiver wire target number 1.
Mm-hmm. Amari DeMarcado.
Yeah.
I can't even say his name.
Something like that.
They're just like, all of a sudden, oh, James Conner got hurt on that last run. Here's DeMarcado.
I feel like there's so many rookie running backs this year, like emerging.
Everybody's so young now. It's just like, they're like, anytime you have a vet or a rookie that are similar, everybody's going rookie now because it's like, I don't want to pay these guys.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. Next game, Eagles Rams. To be honest, I didn't watch too much of the afternoon games, but Eagles beat the Rams 23-14. Dallas Goedert had himself a day finally. He's been lacking, but he had himself a day.
There was like no scoring in the second half.
Yeah.
It was literally no scoring in the third quarter. It was just back and forth. Nobody could really do anything. And then right as it got into the fourth quarter, the Eagles kicked a field goal to go up by 6. And then back and forth, nobody's doing anything. Then the Eagles kick another field goal with like 4 minutes left to go up by 9. And it was just like the Rams just couldn't do really anything.
Yeah.
But
I will say,
yeah, that was cool.
Also,
Cooper Kupp's back, and he looks great.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah. I will say the Eagles, they play the Jets this week. They're gonna. I think it's gonna be interesting seeing them against the Jets defense. I mean, the Jets defense is really good.
Yeah.
And the Eagles offense isn't as good as they were last year.
Yeah, the Eagles offense struggled a little bit against the Redskins defense, who are horrible.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yes.
We'll get to that later. How about the Nathaniel Hackett game? Jets beat the Browns 31-21, dude. Sean Payton. If I'm Sean Payton, dude, like I'm gonna go like dig myself a hole and jump in because like he has got to feel like the biggest idiot on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah, big time. That game was. I mean, Russell fumbled the game away basically again, which really sucks. Get this. So QBR and quarterback rating always confuse me. Or not, that's the same thing.
Passer rating and QBR, yeah.
So QBR is overall performance and passer rating is just your throws, right?
Yeah, like passing stats, yeah.
So Russell Wilson, passer rating, 103.7. Pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like 150 is the max. That's 2/3 of the way there. Decent. QBR, 19.
That's insane.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's nuts. 2 fumbles. He had 2 fumbles. Samaje Perine had a fumble. Marvin Mims had a fumble. That's insane.
Wow. But, I mean, good on the Jets for going out there and
kicking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Also, Zach, like, he wasn't as good as he was against the Chiefs, but he was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Way better than what he was at the beginning of the year. Like, he had a robust 39 QBR.
For Zach Wilson, that's pretty good.
That's not bad. Also, Breece Hall is nuts. 177 rushing yards.
Yeah. Brees Hall. I think that's got to be the first time that Brees Hall and Bryce Hall had a touchdown in the same game.
Yeah.
Bryce Hall had scoop and score at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next game we got is Chiefs Vikings. Chiefs beat them 27-20. Justin Jefferson, is he headed to IR?
Yep.
Yeah.
Put on IR this morning.
Tough break.
And they're saying now if the Vikings are like 2-6 when he's eligible to return, he might not even play the rest of the year.
I don't think. I mean, dude, the Vikings, like, they're a great team. They just, like, they can't.
I think get out of their own way.
Yeah, seriously.
It sucks. Like, all the things that broke right for them last year are breaking terribly wrong this year. And it sucks to watch. Like, Kirk is playing awesome.
He's like in that Panthers game.
Is not the problem.
Yeah, if in that Panthers game, if the Panthers kept their foot on the gas, like you start off the game with a pick six like that, you got a lot of momentum coming your way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like Panthers could have won that game.
Yeah.
But
also the Chiefs kind of got a little Mickey Mousey at the end of that game with the. Did you see the end of that game?
Mm-mm.
So I think it's L'Jarius Sneed was covering Addison at the very end of the game.
Yeah.
Like 2 seconds left, and Kirk throws it to the end zone, and Addison is like kind of coming back towards the ball in the middle, and Sneed is like right in front of him, not facing the ball, just kind of running into him and kind of pushing him away from the ball. And the ball ended up landing like 7 or 8 yards away from them, and they throw the flag. And everybody's like, oh, let's go, DPI. They're going to get a chance to tie the game from the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
And L'Jarius Sneed rips his helmet off, and he's like running over to the ref, and he's like arguing with him. And the ref's like, put your helmet back on. Instead of throwing the flag, the 15-yard penalty flag. So, and then they take the flag for DPI back. They're like, there's no foul for defensive pass interference, turnover on downs. And I was like, oh,
that sucks.
It went from like the perfect thing for the Vikings to like game's over.
Yeah, that sucked. I mean, that's probably the right call to pick up the flag, you know. I mean,
yeah, I mean, in the moment, I was like, oh, that's DPI. But then when you look at it, I don't even think Addison knew where the ball was. He was just like,
I really think that like New York should be making all the penalty calls. Because they have that expedited review, they have the expedited penalty review, like all that stuff. Like I think if you have somebody who's not actually like in the game, like let the referee throw the flag on the play, and then let New York look at it and determine, is this really a penalty? Because there's no consistency, you know.
So I know. Also, if it's like super close, shouldn't they just? I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but I feel like if it's super close and you just can't tell, just count it, and then go review it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like with the Terry play where he's coming down on that guy's arm. Like, I understand that if you call it yes in the field and then you say stands, then it's like, I guess it's the same kind of thing.
I mean, remember like a couple seasons ago when they made defensive pass interference calls challengeable, and there was like 40-something of them challenged, and not a single one got overturned?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's true. It's a tough problem to fix for sure.
Yeah. Next one we got here, Niners Cowboys, dude. Kittle with the 3 touchdown performance, running the exact same play that Sam Laporta ran. Actually, just before we started recording, I saw I was watching on Instagram, and I saw an Instagram reel of George Kittle explaining it. I guess like somebody was like, "Oh, Laporta just scored," and Kittle was like, "Yeah, we've had that exact play in our playbook since like week 8 last year. We just never ran it." So Kittle was like, "Yeah, we got to run it today," and then that's where they got it from. Was like they saw that play earlier, and they're like, "Let's do it." And then
nice.
Yeah, so like Kittle had 3 touchdowns. He had 3 catches for 3 touchdowns, which is wild. Some Randy Moss stats.
didn't get tackled at all. That's crazy.
The thing about Kittle though too, like he's probably not going to score for another 5 weeks, and then he'll have like 2 touchdown performance. He's just like so
content with blocking.
Yeah,
like he's like the most content to just be blocking. And
I mean, to be honest, if I was on that offense and I got to watch C-Mac and Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, I'd probably be okay with blocking too. You know what I mean? And then just go off for a 3 touchdown game every once in a while.
I love too that Deebo's whole thing when he was getting the contract was he's like, I don't want to run the ball anymore. I'm tired of being the extra running back. And then he signs the contract and they're like, all right, so back to normal. And he's like, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, this game proved our point of if you put Dak behind, it's over.
Big time.
3 interceptions, like.
Big time.
Yeah. Like, dude.
You can't. Dak's not going to win you the game.
Yeah.
Sucks for him, but did you hear at the end of the game the 49er fans were chanting, "We want Trey."
That's hilarious.
It was 42-10,
awesome.
And they're like cheering for the Cowboys backup quarterback.
Has he even been suiting up for games?
I think he's
back
a
couple times, and I haven't seen him suited up.
I don't know. Because
Rush got in the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so.
Probably not then.
Yeah.
I saw this other thing on Twitter, and it was like, so Trey Lance doesn't get the starting job in San Francisco because he has trouble learning the offense. And then the Cowboys pick him up, and then this week they're grilling him for stuff on the offense, and he doesn't know anything. They're like, well, it shows that they didn't get anything off of Trey Lance.
Yeah. Also, that was sick. Kittle had the shirt on underneath the pads that said F Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Insane. Like, what a...
Bring back not being buddy-buddy with everybody.
Yeah. I think Kittle's got to be, like, top 5 player in the NFL in terms of, like, just a player to root for.
Oh, yeah.
Easily top 5, maybe even top 3.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Jamal Williams has solidified himself at 1, I think. Or at least solidified himself in the top 3.
Jamal Williams. Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely.
He's awesome.
I thought you were talking about that retard on the Lions that got suspended for betting. What's his name? Jameson Williams, yeah.
Screw that guy.
Yeah.
Last game of the week here, Packers-Raiders. Talk about, like, just... What happened to Jordan Love, man? I was so excited about him. Comes out first 2 weeks, three touchdowns in each game and no interceptions. Mm-hmm. And now he's just like, I don't know. Like they need Aaron Jones back. Like I still don't think the Packers are that bad. I watch a lot of Giants football though. So.
The Packers are not great.
But neither are the Raiders, you know? I mean, the game ended.
The Raiders aren't good. The Raiders, we know the Raiders aren't good. The Raiders just beat them.
The score was 17-13. Like
I had two fantasy matchups come down to this game. In one fantasy matchup, I was up by like 3, and I had Max Crosby, and he had Josh Jacobs, and I was like, oh boy, because Max either gives me like 4 points or like 20. So Max ended up giving me 20, which was awesome. Yeah. Jacobs got 17 because he got the touchdown, but I was already up by a few, so I was okay. So I win that one. And then the other one, I've got Jacoby Myers, and I'm going up against Devontae, and I'm down 5, and I'm like, oh, this is over. There's no chance I get out of this.
Especially against the Packers.
Jacoby scored 17, Devontae scored 6, and I won. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's like one of those games where you expect like this big performance, like in the revenge game. We need to really look into revenge games. You know what I mean? Because it seems
like some data analytics there.
It seems like a lot of the times revenge games are like the opposite of what you expect to happen.
Right, the team gets revenge on the player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that wraps up.
Jair Alexander was talking before the game. He's like, now everybody gets to see what I used to do to him in practice.
To be honest, though, he wasn't on. He started off the game on him a lot, but towards like the middle of the game, like Casey Hayward was on him most of the time.
I know.
And like he was locking him down.
I know. That's upsetting to me. I think I'm gonna blame it on Jimmy G being a very average quarterback.
Yeah.
And them not having like a rapport, because Devontae with Aaron Rodgers was like the best receiver I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable. They could do whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. They didn't even have to like check to anything because they both knew. It was insane. And the fact that we don't get that is so upsetting.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was this week.
At least Josh Jacobs got the ball going finally. Like he was running pretty well.
That was nice. Good to see them. They're still a bad team that's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Neither of those teams are.
Yeah.
This week I went 8-6 on my picks. Evan, it was impossible to go 7-9 because there were 2 less games. But you did go 6-8, which is basically 7-9 if you add 2 more games.
Serious? That's insane.
Dante also went 6-8.
Okay.
So that brings Evan to 34-44 on the year, and that brings me to 47-31.
What did you say you went?
8-6.
Okay. I can't believe I went 6-8. That's insane.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. It isn't. It is crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
I'm gonna break the streak this week. I'm just gonna go. I've been trying to go 7-9. I'm gonna go 16-9.
Which of your picks last week were you selling on? You were selling on the Giants pick.
Not necessarily.
You were selling on the Panthers pick. You were selling on the Vikings pick.
Wait, what happened in the Vikings game?
The Chiefs won.
No, I know. What was the spread? Who did I take? The Vikings?
The spread was 5. You picked the Vikings +5. I guess that's not that big of a sell.
Also,
the Giants and the Panthers were big sells.
Giants missed it by 4. They were plus.
Yeah, they were +11, but like their defense scored 102 yards.
You give me a big spread and you give me the opportunity to pick my guys. I'm like, my guys.
That's fine. That's fine. I guess you're right. It's not really selling. We've got the spreads. You're not picking them straight. But still.
Yeah. All right, let's get into Rod's rapid rankings. I'm interested to see how this week turns out.
Oh boy.
I'll get the stopwatch ready. I want to say last week you were like 24 something.
Yeah, 24.3, I believe.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I'm not feeling very fast. My eyes are like buffering.
It is a little late. We started like 30 minutes later than usual. So, but yeah, whenever you're.
32 Pats, 31 Giants, 30 Commanders, 29 Panthers, 28 Broncos, 27 Bears, 26 Packers, 25 Raiders, 24 Steelers, 23 Cardinals, 22 Jets, 21 Titans, 20 Vikings, 19 Texans, 18 Falcons, 17 Bengals, 16 Browns, 15 Colts, 14 Saints, 13 Bucks, 12 Chargers, 11 Rams, 10 Ravens, 9 Seahawks, 8 Cowboys, 7 Jaguars, 6 Lions, 5 Bills, 4 Dolphins, 3 Chiefs, 2 Eagles, 1 49.
24.11.
Ooh.
That was nice.
Let's go.
That was nice.
Let's go.
Wait, who's at number 32?
Patriots.
It's very kind of you.
Patriots. I mean, they got shut out. They got shut out by the freaking Saints, dude.
I mean, they've lost in the past 2 weeks. They've lost 38-3 and 34-0. That's worse than the Giants.
Worse than the Giants.
It's worse than the Giants. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll read through them a little bit slower. Patriots, Giants, Commanders. Oof. Panthers. Oh, we're all 3 less than the Panthers. That's horrible. Broncos, Bears, Packers, Raiders, Steelers, Cardinals, Jets, Titans. Vikings at 20.
Okay.
Then Texans, Falcons, Bengals, Browns, Colts. Saints at 14. Big jump for them.
Yeah.
Bucks 13, 12 Chargers, 11 for the Rams, 10 for the Ravens. They dropped. Then Seahawks, Cowboys, Jaguars, Lions, Bills at 5, Dolphins at 4, Chiefs at 3, Eagles at 2, 49ers at 1.
I would honestly put the Ravens like 15 or higher. Like, or
You
15.
drop them that far?
Dude, they're just like yeah, they played it like they got beat by the Steelers. The Steelers they didn't they just played terrible. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
That's true.
I don't know. That's my own personal opinion, but
you know what? We're gonna do our first ever live adjustment. We're gonna move the Ravens from 10 to 13.
And that who's in the top 10 now? Who's at 10?
Rams are at 10.
I think that feels better.
Yeah, Rams, Chargers, Bucks at 12, then Ravens at 13. I like that. Yeah. That's better. Cowboys dropped from, I guess they were at 5. They dropped from 5 to 8. Bills dropped from 2 to 5. But yeah, interesting week of football for sure.
Yeah, I like it. All right, let's get into let's talk about it. I have a few things here. First one I'll say is, what do you think comes first? Pats losing 8 games or winning 3? So they're sitting at 1-4 right now. Do you think they're going to lose 8 before they win 3, or win 3 before they lose 8?
Well, they've got the Raiders next week. That could be a win. But then they go Bills, Dolphins. Those are 2 losses. Commanders. It's a toss-up. Colts, Giants, Chargers, Steelers.
Honestly, with those teams, it's probably going to be kind of close.
Yeah. I mean, the 8th. Oh, what happens first, 3 or 8? I mean, yeah, they've got the Raiders, the Commanders, the Giants, and the Broncos all within range of those games. So I'm going to say they win 3.
Okay.
Because I think with Bill, you got to, unless they just are like, we suck, Caleb Williams is in our sights.
Yeah.
Which could happen.
I feel bad for Bill Belichick, dude. He should have. Him and Tom just don't know when to quit.
Retire, man.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
I have 2 other things, but do you have anything?
Yeah, but I'll go after you.
Okay. My next thing was like something that one of my coworkers, his name's Brendan. He's a big Steelers fan, and he brought up to me that the Steelers are in first place in the AFC North.
Oh my gosh.
Is that not, like, when you look, like, the Ravens have played better, the Browns have played better.
What?
The Bengals are the Bengals, like, and the Steelers are sitting with one of the worst offenses in the league, are sitting in first place in the division right now.
That's crazy.
Insane. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. They're like, so I know their offense sucks. Actually, yes, they're the perfect exact opposite of the Commanders. The Commanders have enough talent on their team to beat anyone, but they're poorly coached enough to lose to anyone.
Yeah.
The Steelers have a lack of talent enough to lose to anyone, but they have such good coaching and mental stability in their leadership that they can beat anyone. They're the exact opposite. Mike Tomlin is everything Ron Rivera is not.
Minus Matt Canada.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I mean, Matt Canada is to the Steelers as Jack Del Rio is to the Commanders.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah. And the last one I have here is like, are the Falcons legit?
No.
You still don't think so?
No, I don't.
Their defense is the most they've let up this year is like 25 points, I think, or 24. Like,
they're solid.
Solid.
I mean, there's like, can they win the NFC South? Yeah. But like, They're not. They don't do it for me. Not after the. If you take the last 3 weeks as a whole, they're a bad football team.
Yeah.
I know I like to pick them against the spread because they cover a lot. They're not good. I mean, they can be good, but they're not something I'm willing to hang my hat on and say this team is gonna compete in each game for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Mine is a little bit of a close to home hit here. Rank these 4 teams.
Okay.
Giants, Commanders,
Mm-hmm.
Patriots, and the Georgia Bulldogs.
To be honest, I don't really follow college at all.
The Georgia Bulldogs have won back-to-back national titles.
Okay, so I mean, I would say Commanders, Georgia Bulldogs, and then Patriots, Giants.
Wow, you're still putting the Giants last.
Dude, we're really bad. We're really bad. Our defense is good, but I mean, at least the Patriots started off the season a little better than us. We've just been.
You've been consistently horrible.
The Cardinals game is like a mirage. It didn't actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that team was. I don't know who those people were in the second half. I don't understand. You put up your biggest comeback in team history, and then you go right back to week 1 where you lost 40-0 to the Cowboys, and your offense can't do anything.
Nothing.
And Andrew Thomas was out against the Cardinals, and we let up no sacks somehow.
It's true.
It's just weird, man. I don't know who that team was, but I wish I could see him again because it was insane.
My other last talk about it is, can the Jets do it? Can they get to the playoffs and get Aaron Rodgers back? So they're 2-3 right now.
Yeah.
I'll read off their schedule to you. They've got the Eagles next week, probably a loss. Then they've got Giants, Chargers, Raiders. Some winnable games in there.
Yeah.
Then they go Bills, Dolphins. That's tough. Then they got Falcons, Texans, Dolphins again, Commanders on Christmas Eve, Browns, Patriots.
I think the Dolphins and Bills.
I think they could get 6 games in there and finish 8 and 9.
I mean, you can't look at their division because the Bills and Dolphins are going to have better records than them.
Right.
As long as Tua stays healthy and as long as the Bills keep playing like they are, they're both going to have better records than them.
Definitely.
So I think it's definitely going to be hard because obviously one of those teams takes up a wild card spot.
Right.
And then you got to look at the other teams in the AFC.
If they beat the Chargers, that would be huge for them in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Then they'd have tiebreaker over the Chargers. They'd get an AFC win that they weren't expected to get. And that a Monday night game against a team that historically plays to the level of their competition, we see that happening.
I mean, I think the Jets could possibly sneak in that 7 spot in the playoffs. Because I think you're gonna have the Dolphins and the Chargers in 2 of the wild card spots. Probably.
Dolphins, Chargers, yes. But the AFC South, are they sending multiple teams? I don't think so. You got the Texans, the Colts, and the Titans. They're gonna eat each other alive. The Titans suck.
Yeah.
The Colts. I mean, Anthony Richardson's likely out for 3 weeks.
If the Jets don't take that 7 spot, I think it's going to be the Texans.
You don't think the Texans win that division outright?
No, I think the Jags got it.
Oh, right, the Jags.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I think it's either going to be the Texans or
Texans or Jets. And they play each other head-to-head in December.
Really?
In New York.
That could be big.
That could be big.
That's
Jets
cool.
have a lot of big non-conference games. They also play the Browns, who could be up for that spot, depending on Deshaun Watson.
I still don't trust the Browns. The AFC North The AFC.
The game that killed it for us was a game that Deshaun didn't even play in.
I'm not even counting. I didn't even really watch that game though. I still don't really trust them.
They were 2-1 before that. They killed the freaking. Who'd they kill? They killed the Bengals week 1.
Okay.
And then they destroyed somebody else.
The Titans.
I thought they lost to the Titans.
Oh no, the Titans was that game without Deshaun.
Yeah.
Well, they lost to the Steelers.
Yeah, I remember that. Who was it? They lost to the Steelers. Oh no, they crushed the Titans. You're right.
Okay, that's
27-3. Yeah. They lost to the Ravens 28-3. Yeah.
I mean, they crushed the Titans in the home game.
That's true. That's true. And they crushed the Bengals when it was week 1 and they were horrible. That's true.
The Browns are the toughest team to get a read on for me in the NFL right now.
I think so.
I really don't know if they're good. I don't know if Deshaun Watson is good. I don't know.
Right. They've only looked good against bad teams so far.
Yeah.
And they've gotten shelled by good teams.
Yeah. I think, but for conversation purposes, throw them in. I think Jets, Texans, or Browns are going to take that 7th spot.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers are going to miss playoffs. I still think the Bengals are going to win that division. Because I do. I mean,
I picked the Ravens at the start of the season, and
I did too. But the Ravens, I cannot trust. The Ravens, I trust the least.
There's no big Truzz in Baltimore.
No.
Yeah.
Like after that game against the Steelers, I just lost because like you said, they always play to the level of their competition, and it proves itself every week.
Yep.
So like I don't see them making it. I think the Bengals are still going to win that division. I think they're going to get on a heater because they have the highest paid player in NFL history. They have 2 of the best young receivers in the game. They have a defense that can get the job done. Like with that offense, they shouldn't need a great defense. So I don't know.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Should we get to our 2-minute drill or moneymakers?
Well, we always do moneymakers next.
Okay.
We'll get in the moneymaker section here. So just a little parlay I have for this week. All money lines. It's Bengals against the. Let me pull it up quick. I'll say it's Niners against the Browns. It is Bengals against the Seahawks, and then Texans against the Saints. All money lines gets you like plus 378, I believe. There's a lot of interesting home dogs this week, so I think that's something to keep an eye out for. Texans being one of them, Titans technically being one of them, but they're playing in London.
Bears.
Yeah, and then I would say so I'll do one of these a week where it's like last week it was the Panthers against the Lions, which obviously didn't pan out. The Jets are 0-12 against the Eagles in franchise history. They've never won a game against the Eagles. They're playing at home. They're playing at home. The Eagles are riding high right now. The Jets defense is playing well. Like, Jets have a really good defense. Eagles offense hasn't looked like it did last year. If I had to pick one game, there was because I mean, I don't think
if Jets go back and watch the Week 11 tape from last year when the Commanders beat the Eagles, when all we had was a good defense and a good run game. If the Jets follow that to a T, they could beat the Eagles. But it's like you almost have to play a perfect game.
Yeah.
Because if you give the Eagles the ball 5 times, they're likely to come out with it with like at least 24 points.
Yeah.
So
I was just looking and I was like, wait, there's no Sunday night football game because like on the ESPN I have the Giants as my favorite team. I forgot they were playing Sunday night football. Ugh.
That's tough, dude.
It's gonna be a scary game, man. Don't know if Saquon will be back. Don't know if Andrew Thomas will be back. Anyways, go back to the moneymaker section here. Like I said, Bengals, Texans, and Niners money line gets you to plus 378.
Nice. My Rod's weekly money lines parlay. We're breaking out a little bit. We're doing Niners money line, Eagles money line, Dolphins minus 6.5. That gets you plus 167. A nice little easy parlay for you. And then my player prop this week is Justin Fields, anytime touchdown scorer. I think he hasn't scored a rushing touchdown in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's because he's been in the pocket the whole time. I mean, also he's done 4 touchdowns in back-to-back weeks, but no, I like that. Another thing that we're going to be adding to the podcast here is the Dante's first touchdown picks. So I was telling Jared last night, had not too much money left in my DraftKings. I was like, Dante, give me 2 players, 1 from each team for the Packers-Raiders game. I'll throw $5 on each of them for first touchdown. He said Romeo Doubs and Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers ended up hitting it. I was like, let's just make that a segment. Dante, for first touchdown scorer in the Chiefs-Broncos game, he has Jerick McKinnon and he has Courtland Sutton. I don't think the Broncos are going to be the ones scoring the first touchdown of the game. But
I like McKinnon play.
I mean, honestly, if they're gonna, it's probably going to be on a long pass, broken coverage, or something like that, if they are going to score it. So, yeah, Jerick McKinnon and Courtland Sutton for that. I'm personally riding with Jerick McKinnon.
That's cool.
So we'll see what happens there. And then for our DPRM TNF SGP, we have the Chiefs to be the first team to score 20 points, and we have both teams to score over 15 points. That brings you to plus 104 on the odds there. Obviously, we don't have the same magic going with the DPRM TNF SGP, but it's still there. If you want it, it's there. We're still confident in it.
We're just a couple of broken men out here trying our best.
Yeah. We should have lost it last week, not on the Packers game, but
yeah,
it's okay. Did you have any more picks?
No, those were my picks for the week.
Okay, we'll move on to the 2-minute drill then. I got 2 questions. You got 2 questions. What do you want to do first?
I wanna answer first.
Okay.
I'm feeling juicy right now.
All right, yeah. Let me know when you have your stopwatch ready.
Where is it? There it is. All right.
All right. So, obviously, Jamar Chase, like we said, had 15 receptions in the Bengals game. It got me thinking, can you name the top 5 career receptions leaders for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Oh my goodness. The top 5?
Oh, sorry. 3 of the top 5. I'll give you 5 guesses.
Chad Johnson.
Yep, that's 1.
Hushmanzada.
Yep, that's 2.
AJ Green.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like pretty easy one.
Who would the other 2 even be?
So Chad Johnson was 1, AJ Green was 2, Carl Pickens was 3.
Whoa.
Hushmanzada's was 4, and Tyler Boyd at 5. And then fifth.
Tyler Boyd, wow.
Fifth in receiving yards for the Bengals and 6th for the receptions is Chris Collinsworth.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Chris Collinsworth.
Giovanni Bernard is 10th for receptions.
Giovanni Bernard.
All right, so how much time do you have left now?
Minute 40.
All right. You might need it on this one. You'll probably either get this one right away or it'll take you a little bit. Okay. So obviously Anthony Richardson can't stay healthy. Colts got to go to their backups. So following the 2010 season, Peyton Manning needed off-season neck surgery. The following year, then, can you name one of the 3 quarterbacks that started for the Colts that season?
Oh, man.
There's 3 of them. I just need you to name one. I'll give you two guesses.
It's a stupid white guy.
I didn't realize there was 3 stars this time.
I don't think I did either.
But
Are they all super inconsequential like that?
What do you
Was
mean?
one of them Matt Hasselbeck?
No. We got one guess left.
Painter?
Can I get a first name?
Oh.
I'll give you half a point right now for that.
It starts with a C.
Yeah.
Cody?
Curtis
Oh,
Painter.
dang it.
It was Curtis Painter, Dan Orlovsky, and Kerry
Dan
Collins.
Orlovsky?
And Kerry Collins.
What?
Yeah,
That's nuts.
I know. I always remember Curtis Painter. But yeah.
Yeah. For everybody listening, Curtis Painter was the stupid white guy I was referring to, not Orlovsky.
Yeah.
Gary Collins. That's funny.
So I'll give you 1.5 points there.
Right. Okay. I'm good with that.
All right, I'm ready to name the top 20 NFL receiving league.
No, so we have some of the worst offenses ever this season, right?
Yeah.
So wait, what is happening right now? What happened to my list? What just happened? My list is gone. My list changed. So it was going to be, I can still try and find it. But it was going to be, the Giants are on pace for one of the worst offensive seasons of all time. Who is, like, name 3 of the top 5 worst offenses of all time. Just the team. You didn't have to name the year or anything.
I would have said the Lions. Do you remember any of it?
I remember the Bucks were the worst one.
Okay.
It was like the 1976 Buccaneers, and they scored like.
They lost like 26 straight games or something like that.
Yeah. Well, my list repopulated and included all of 2023's teams as well. But get this. Mixed in with the 2023 teams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from 1976 rank 15th in this year. Like this year's teams. If their whole season was this year's teams right now, they'd be 15th in the league in scoring.
That's
for the whole year. They scored 103 points the entire season.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. The Patriots through 5 games have 55 points.
Yeah.
Dang, that would have been a good question.
Well, give me the other question, and then maybe you can rip a question off the dome or something.
Okay. Let me get to my other one. So I have a similar one to you.
Okay.
It's just a little bit different. Woo! So the Rams, obviously, Cooper Kupp's back. Comes in off of no practice at all, 8 for 118. And obviously they have Puka Nacua, who's just a freaking unbelievable player.
Yeah.
But can you name, I'll do the same as you, 3 of the top 5 Rams receivers of all time.
In receptions or receiving yards?
Let's do both since you got screwed out of your first question.
Okay.
We'll do receptions first. 3 of the top 5.
Starting the clock now.
Okay.
All right, so for receptions, we'll go Torrey Holt.
Torrey Holt, number 2.
We'll go Isaac Bruce.
Isaac Bruce, number 1.
And we'll go... This is interesting, though. Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks. No.
Okay. So do I get 2 more guesses now?
Brandon Cooks was 48. Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah, you can have 2 more guesses if you want.
Okay. What about like Gerald Everett?
Gerald Everett. No.
Dang it! I thought he played on the Rams for a while.
44. Better than Cooks, but not
I
good.
can't think of any Rams receivers. I feel like they didn't have a lot of receivers, like great receivers back in like the 70s and 80s. Is there like an obvious one?
There's an obvious one, and then there's a interesting one, and then there's one that you definitely don't know, even though he was a 2-time All-Pro.
Let's go with Tavon Austin.
Tavon Austin, incorrect.
Okay.
Tavon Austin was 21.
Okay.
So I thought you were going to say Tyler Higbee, who was 12, but that's also incorrect. 3 was Henry Ellard, 2-time All-Pro in the 80s. Who knew?
Yeah.
Number 4, Cooper Kupp with 516.
Dude, I should have.
And number 5, Marshall Faulk.
I should have got those.
Oh, you're good, man. That was tough.
So is this going to give away? Why don't you just get a random team and I'll list their 5 receiving yardage leaders?
That's fine. We're going to do... I could really screw with you. Houston, Texans. Woo! No, I'm kidding. We're going to go with... Ooh, this will be fun. The Seattle Seahawks. Name 4 of the top 8.
Receiving?
5 of the top 8.
Oh my gosh. Receiving yardage?
Yeah, receiving yards.
All right, I'm going to start it.
Yeah, 5 of the top 8.
All right, Steve Largent.
Steve Largent, number 1.
Doug Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin, number 4.
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett, number 3.
Oh,
jeez, Kassar.
Golden Tate?
Golden Tate, not on the list.
Dang it.
15. Come on, there's 2 more obvious ones. That's why I gave you 5.
All right.
And by obvious, I mean super difficult. Ooh.
DK?
DK, number 7.
All right, and Sean Alexander.
No.
All right.
Last guess.
I don't know. I think I might be out of time.
Sean Alexander was number 27.
Okay. I don't know. I give up.
Long time.
Nate Burleson?
Guess the player. Head scratcher. Joey Galloway.
Oh, dude. Dang it. All right.
That was tough. Apologies on the technical difficulties on my side.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Dang.
All right.
Tough 2-minute drill for me.
That was tough.
Is
everyone ready? Buckle your seats because here we go with your pigskin prediction.
What is a storm runner?
Right. Are you ready? Because here we go. I love that. I love that ride. That's my favorite. All right. Denver, Kansas City in Arrowhead. KC 10.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I like Kansas City here.
KC minus 10.5. I agree. J-E. All right. Next game. Commanders heading to ATL to face undefeated Desmond Ridder at home. The Falcons are 2.5-point favorites.
I'm gonna take the Falcons here.
You're nuts. Falcons -2.5. Evan picks them. Jared says Washington Redskins. Here we go. All right, next game, which I guess is happening. We're going back in time now because of my ESPN app. Back in time to 9:30 to see the Ravens play the Titans. It's the problem with overseas. You never know what time things are happening. Ravens are heading to the Titans in London. Titans are the home team. That sucks because they lost a home game for that. Baltimore, 4-point favorites.
I'm going to take the Titans here. I've lost all hope in the Ravens.
I'm gonna take the Ravens because we don't have enough data on how the Titans do at home on the road. So
wait,
I'm gonna steer clear.
They won in London last year, didn't they?
The Titans did?
I think so.
Pull it up.
Or it was close, wasn't it? Like Titans.
If they won last year, I'll switch my pick right now. Also, I don't know why, but as I was writing out this game, I put BAL for Baltimore and tin for Titans.
So the last time they played it was Wembley Stadium in 2018. Let me look up the game.
That wasn't even Vrabel. Who was their coach then? Jeff Fisher?
Maybe. Chargers beat the Titans 20-19.
Yeah, give me the Ravens. The Ravens play to their level of competition in the U.S., not in freaking abroad.
Okay.
All right. This will be a fun game. The Seahawks are heading to Cincinnati. The newly off the schneid Cincinnati Bengals are favored by 3.
I'm gonna take the newly off the schneid Cincinnati Bengals by 3. I think they got the gears moving now.
Fun pick.
Yeah.
Seahawks are coming off a bye. I'm gonna go Squawks. A lot of time to prep.
I think this could be a high scoring game.
Oh yeah. Over type of game for sure.
Yeah.
Next game, the Colts are heading to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is 4-point favorite. Anthony Richardson-less Colts.
Yeah, I think I like the Jags here.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Next game, the defeated Carolina Panthers are heading to Miami. Miami is 13.5-point favorites. Holy cow.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Dolphins here. Like, even if that's the thing, like, even if your offense can put up points, you can't put up as many points as the Dolphins.
No. Next game, the Battle of the 1-4s. That's fun. The Vikings are heading to Chicago. The Vikings are favored by 2.5.
Honestly, like, after what the Bears did to the Commanders.
They did it to a bad team, though, Kassar. What they did was to a bad team.
The Vikings are 1-4 without Justin Jefferson. I mean,
that's true. I'm going Bears. Because I'm hoping that the Bears actually turn out to be some super juggernaut and I can justify this loss.
I'll go Bears with you.
Nice. Look at us on the Chi-Town Bear guys, just like old times.
Yeah. Might be
next game. This is the what is Vegas doing game of the week. The 49ers are heading to Cleveland, and they're 5.5-point favorites.
Yeah, this seems really odd to me. Like, Niners in Cleveland, like
ugly jersey combo. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Niners here. Obviously, the spread seems low.
Same. The next game, the New Orleans Saints are heading to Houston. Okay, I know this hasn't happened because It just doesn't happen. I feel like the Saints and Texans have played each other like 3 times this season. Does that make sense to you, what I just said?
Yeah.
It feels like they play each other every week.
I think the Titans-Saints game was a very Saints-Texans game. I think the Falcons-Texans game was a very Saints-Texans game.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The Saints are favored by 1.5.
The Texans are my new Chi-Town Bear guys. I thought it was going to be the Packers, but I don't know what they're doing in Green Bay. So, also they're on a
New Orleans Pelicans. Yes, the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm going to take the Texans because I hate the Saints.
Yeah. I took the Texans too, right?
Yes, you did.
I just wanted to make sure.
Ew. Why is this a 4:00 game? Ew. New England heading to Las Vegas. The Vegas Raiders are 3-point favorites. So that means they have to kick a field goal and they'll cover.
Yeah. I'm taking the Raiders here for sure.
Yeah.
Especially after the debacle last year.
Although McDaniels versus Belichick. Bill's gonna know everything he's gonna call.
Yeah.
I'm changing my pick.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm changing my pick.
You're going Patriots?
Patriots.
But what did you call it for Jacoby Myers? Because he lost them the game last year. He was the one that threw it.
Game, and then he left and joined the team that won.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's the Calvin Ridley bet on yourself game of the week for Jacoby Myers. I'm going to go New England specifically because it's McDaniels versus Belichick. That's the only reason I have. And I also don't think the Raiders are very good, so they could lose this game. Next game, fun game alert. Detroit is heading to Tampa Bay. Detroit is favored by 3.
I'm going to go Detroit here.
I like that. 4-1. 3-1 Bucks. It's in Tampa. I think I know the lines are good. I'm not 100% sold that they're like 5-1 good.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Tampa. I think they'll keep it close. I could see them losing, but keep it close.
Yeah.
Next game, Arizona heading to LA to face the Rams. LA. The Rams are 7-point favorites.
I'm gonna take the Rams here with Cooper Kupp back and everything.
Yeah.
I'm taking a lot of minus spreads this week, but
yeah, you are. Big time. You're on the left side like all but 3 times.
Yeah. That's
crazy. Oh, all but 2 times. I accidentally wrote the favorite on the right side at one point. Oops. Next game, Eagles-Jets. Evan, I swear to God, this is stat padding if you say anything other than Eagles -7.
It's not that.
Stat padding.
I'm going Jets +7.
You're insane. Prime Russell Westbrook, everybody. Prime Russell Westbrook. I'm going to average a triple-double for the whole season. I'm going to average 7 and 9 for the whole season. I'm gonna go to the Eagles because I'm not insane. Next game, Evan. Evan.
Oh,
the
man.
New York Giants are heading upstate to face the Bills. The Bills are 14-point favorites. That's huge. And yet I don't think it's enough. Give me the Bills.
Give me the Giants, baby. Come on. Listen, man, you give me 14 points.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Can I do this? If Saquon is playing, give me the Giants. If he is not playing, give me the Bills.
Yes, you can do
Okay.
that. Then finally Monday Night Football. Cowboys, Chargers. Hopefully this is an offensive showdown. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Dallas is favored by 2.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers.
I'm going to take the Chargers because it would be really fun if the Cowboys dropped to 3-3.
Wait, where's Kellen Moore now?
Revenge game, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be nice.
Kellen Moore revenge game.
All right.
Cool.
What a week.
Yeah.
He picked too many favorites and then just decided to pick the Jets and the Giants in back-to-back games.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I'm picturing you going 6-8. Does that sound about right?
I mean,
absolutely unprecedented what you're doing right now. 5 straight weeks of 7-9 or equivalent picking. That's insane.
I'm not
I don't know how you're doing this.
I don't know.
It has to be a bit, right?
Yeah, maybe I'm actually going 16-0, but you don't want to admit it.
Right, I'm just I don't know, 7-9, woo! He won't question it as long as I keep it going. Oh yeah.
All right.
It's fun.
Well, good podcast. Also, I was checking the views on our YouTube and stuff. 2 weeks ago we had 55 views on the one video, so that was cool.
Nice.
The lowest one actually was the Dante featured one. He was a little bit sad about that. I don't think it had anything. I don't think it had anything to do with Dante. But yeah. So we appreciate all the views, and then we got the Spotify going as well, which we get some listens on there too. So yeah, appreciate all you guys listening in, tuning in, and hopefully we made some good picks this week. Hopefully I can go 7-9 again. And I think we're gonna have a good week in the NFL this week. Definitely a lot of interesting games. So we will see you all next week for the Week 7 preview.
Let's go.
And I got to do my tagline. Have a good day, have a good night, and enjoy some football on Thursday night, Sunday morning in London.
You forgot which days football was played. You need to hit the hay, Kassar.
1 p.m. Sunday, 4:05, 25, 8:20 on Sunday, and then 8:15 on Monday, I think. Yeah. See you guys. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.